to call it is Carl Boyes and Michael McMahon.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. 2 hours of real drama we got there in that first match of the evening, and another big name, another contender for the title has fallen, Carl. Jason Shaw has gone. And now we have a man who has won the championship before against another man who's been very close.
Yeah, this is a very intriguing matchup indeed. Big fan of Chang Jung Lin's game. Always enjoyed watching him play. Does everything super good. And as you can tell, what about this for a break? 4 balls on the break, Michael.
Yeah, 36 years of age now. One of 4 players from Taipei who made it to this stage. The joint most, along with Germany.
Tricky shot coming up here. The pot is easy, but it's getting back to the 2 ball. That's why he's played at pace. This is nice. Draws the cue ball back off 2 rails over towards this side. He would like this off the rail, but it's not. Good to see Niels Feijen back on the TV table on our screens.
Extension, please.
That last match, Michael, obviously you was in the comms box. I was watching most of it. That was high drama at its best.
Yeah, well, we had some great comebacks earlier, but what's fantastic is when you get it swinging different ways. Shaw was so far in front, then he could hardly win a rack. Then he managed to turn it round. All the momentum was with him. He had the break in the last rack. But then, right when it mattered most, it all went back in Ko's direction. Match of the championship so far for me. Big story seeing Jason Shaw fall by the wayside. Dimitri Jungo and Petri Mäkinen have been on the hill so long, they're vying to become mayor of it. Seems like an eternity since they both got to 10. Just as I say that, Jungo has completed victory over Wojciech Szewczyk at 11-9, so he's through. And he could play Mäkinen, but he can't get over the line yet. It's 10-all in his match against Max Lechner. Now, let's have a look at how Albin Ocean, the defending champion, continued his progress. And this was for the right to play Torsten Homan. He was up against Mats Sjetner of Norway, who was really clinging on and had a great chance to get even closer there, as you can see, after Ocean's miss. But the champion was let off the hook and got through 11-8. Quite similar, really, to his match earlier today against Nicolas de Leon. Close all the way, and then he just put on a bit of a spurt at the end. But this one was even closer than that one. Albin Ocean, though, gets to the last 16. That's the stage at which he went out the other time he was defending this title. And he's got a real big test against Torsten Homan. That'll be a clash of 2 players who've both won this championship on 2 occasions. Homan through much earlier against Ko Ping Han, 11-4.
The second break. Chang Jung Lin to break, leading 1-0.
So 4 balls down off the break in the opening rack. Let's see how Chang Jung Lin gets on in rack 2.
Yeah, it was funny just watching the end of Albin's match there, where he missed that 5 ball, and just seemed to do that a lot. Albin seems to make a few errors, mistakes early on in the tournament, and then when it gets to the depth where the trophy's in real sight, he turns it on. Yeah, we were saying that during his opening match the other day. It's a trademark for him, really, that he's a slow starter. As long as you're there at the end and playing well, that's what counts. In any sport, it's all just about getting through the early rounds, isn't it? Especially in an event like this where there are so many rounds. I know we've been saying it a few times. so far, but it is good to see the Taiwanese back. They really do play this game lovely. There's a lot of them.
Not sure Jason Shaw would agree.
No, that's a fair point. Just lost a cue ball a little bit there as Chang.
Extension, please.
Max Lechner has completed his turnaround against Petri Mäkinen. He's won 11-10. Great win for the Austrian. So he faces Dimitri Jungo.
Good to see Max playing well here. We've seen him play in the Premier League pool about, well, it was a few weeks ago now, where that was obviously won by his friend Albin Ocean, but he had a complete nightmare there. So it's good to see him into the last 16 of the World Pool Championships.
Well, we may yet have 3 Austrians in the last 16 because Mario He up against Alexander Kazakis this evening. Saw the 3 Austrians out for a walk earlier.
It's a nice shot on the 3 ball, that from Chang to stay in this rack. It's always nice when you get off to a start like this and you keep your opponent welded to the chair.
Saw early on, Ko Pin Yi looked a little nervy, not used to being on the big stage in the last couple of years. Because we haven't seen much of the players from that part of the world because of what's been going on. No sign of that from Chang Jung Lin. And in no time at all, he leads 2-0.
Wins the second.
Now we saw Albin Ocean find his way through, eventually shaking off the challenge of Mats Schietner. We can hear what he had to say afterwards.
Albin, your second victory of the day, but that one looked like a really tough fight out there.
Yeah, it was pretty much like the first one. It was a head-to-head, I think, till 6-6 or 7-7. It was quite tough to play. We didn't make many packages, both of us, and I managed to win in the end, and that's important.
Any elements of your game that you want to work on ahead of your next match?
Yeah, I have to look at the break. Didn't work as I practiced in the previous weeks, and I gotta reflect on that, look on that tonight, and hopefully it gets better tomorrow.
Your opponent is Thorsten Homan. What do you make of him?
We actually played here last year as well, I think last 32. I think it's gonna be a good match again, maybe hopefully not that tough, and hopefully can win again.
I'll go rest now. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was looking tricky for him for most of the evening, but he got through in the end. There's a similar story for his big friend Joshua Filler, who he beat in the Premier League final here in Milton Keynes about 6 weeks ago. But Filler got through against Mark Bijsterbosch, 11-9. And he could now play your big mate, Carl, because Darren Appleton is flying against Lo Ho Sum, who's knocked a couple of big names out of this championship already. 5-0 to Darren Appleton, who now, of course, after Shaw's elimination, is the only British player left.
Yeah, he said he was in good form. Did Darren before when I spoke to him. Joshua Filler is awaiting the winner of that match, so it doesn't get any easier here at the World Pool Championships.
Yeah, Lowe has already beaten David O'Cady and Eklund Kachi, 2 of the European team who won the Mosconi Cup again in December. Well, Niels has got the best seat in the house at the moment, Carl. That's about all he's doing.
Yeah, this is the game of pool. This can often happen. Niels Feijen will have done this to many opponents over the years. He's got to sit there and be patient.
Extension called.
He has seen this many times.
Just as Darren Appleton is the last remaining British player, Niels Feijen is now the only Dutch player left in the tournament after that defeat for Boisterbosch. He's not going to stay in it for long if things keep going like this. Chang Jung Lin went pretty close in 2019, and he's absolutely flying here against Niels Feijen. It's 3-0.
Well, he's really getting these balls moving in this match, isn't he? He's breaking well, he's getting shots.
Yeah, back in 2019, a good win over Francisco Sanchez Ruiz in the last 16. Then a hill finish against Kasper Matikainen. And then the semi-finals, he beat Lu Haitao 11-6, all of which took him into the final against Fedor Gorst. Close run thing, but he lost 13-11.
Extension, please.
Oh, this is a nice shot. This is a nice shot. Yeah, he's not quite got on the two as he'd want, but that is super difficult what he was attempting. Queuing off the rail with loads of right-hand English to spin the cue ball around. Look at this. You could see the cue ball jump up off the bed of the table as well. I think he's got to go for the bank. He's on a 3-pack. You want to keep it going. Well, he's missed it, but he's fluked it. Oh, that is heartache.
When you're playing this well, it's just not fair to be lucky as well. And Niels Feijen, such a typical Dutchman, just so laid back, so friendly. But even his patience is being tested at the moment.
Yeah, you do see that happen a little bit. Can come off that point of the middle and go up the rail into one of the corners, but Chang won't care. I'm sure that's happened to him before, Michael. Kind of just got to take it when it's your time, haven't you?
Well, we said the first match on the main table this evening was maybe the most dramatic we've seen in the championship so far. This is turning in to perhaps the best performance. Chang Jung Lin in total control. 4-0 he now leads. Now let's hear from Dmitry Yungo after his win earlier, which took him into the last 6 against Wojciech Szewczyk.
Dimitri, I've seen you twice in one day. You feeling good?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, second win today and still in the tournament. And I'm very happy, of course.
How was that game for you?
Yeah, I start very well. I go up very quickly, and I don't take the chance to finish the game earlier. And in the end, it was again a thriller. And I have no energy for more thrillers, so I like to start easily, not always so close. But I cannot choose. So I'm happy to go one round more, and that's it. Yeah.
Competition's getting tougher now. You're up against Max Lechner. What do you make of him?
Yeah, he's a tough player, of course. I have not so good statistic against him, but now is the time to change it. Yeah.
We can't wait to watch the match. Best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and Yungo's win over Wojciech Szewczyk was the Second time he's beaten a
The
Polish
fifth break.
player today. 11-9 in that one.
Chang
It had
to
been
break.
11-10 earlier against
Leading
Mieszko
by 4
Fortunski.
breaks.
So 4-0.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
tempting to say Niels
there's
Feijen
something
needs
on
to
it.
do something
Yeah,
about
check there's
this.
something on it. One. Just
At the moment,
go back in position, please.
he's not getting the chance to.
Chang's just spotted something on this one ball, so he's asking for it to be cleaned.
Yeah, Niels was querying that. I know there are rules about what you can and can't do in different tournaments with the break, about inspecting, and
Thank you.
anyway, it's all in order.
Yeah, Chang's actually playing the cup break, but he's playing it really hard. And he's got a shot at the 2 ball, so this is for a 5-pack.
Explain to us, Carl, for people who might not be familiar with the game and the terminology, what you mean by cut break.
Well, you usually see 2 types of different break, so you can hit the one a little fuller and try and just stop the cue ball in the centre of the table, using no rails. Or you can kind of play a little stun shot, so the cue ball hits the side of the one, then comes off the side rail and then back out into the middle of the table. So we do see a different variety of break shots throughout the tournament. I think this is the first time we've seen anybody play the cup break hard. I'm just looking at Niels, he's having a little smile now. He's realising this is not good, is it?
I'm trying to think of another sport where this could happen. And you could just be sitting there watching and completely unable to do anything about it. You might say snooker, but at least in that you do get one shot to try and influence things in every frame as a minimum. And this is what really sets the game apart. We don't use the word perfection very often. It's starting to become appropriate here. Chang Jung Lin is already almost halfway to victory here. He leads 5-0. Now, we heard from Dmitry Jungo a few minutes ago. He's going to play Max Lechner, who's just had a great win over Petri Mäkinen, 11-10. Here's what he has to say about it.
Max, quite the comeback you've just had. You've won 11-10 after being 10-6 down. How'd you do that?
Actually, I don't know how the match went. Yeah, he got definitely the better start. And I was down 6-1 at the beginning. And I just told myself, just keep cool, try to keep focused and yeah, do whatever it needs.
So far, are you happy with the way you're playing?
Not 100%, but still a little bit to improve. But yeah, tomorrow is the next chance.
I know there's not much time, is there, as we go into this competition a little deeper. You're up against Dmitry. Now, you've got good stats against him, haven't you?
Yeah, I think, but doesn't really say anything about the match tomorrow.
What do you make of him? Do you think you've got the edge?
He's playing really, really strong, and definitely need to improve my game to have a chance against him, but I'm confident.
That's what we want to hear. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Shane Van Boening, the only American left in the tournament, the man who, unbelievably, has never won this World Championship, is 9-3 down against Mika Immonen, and just as I say that, Immonen has potted the 9-ball to get to the hill at 10-3.
Thank you.
So the American contingent could be completely gone from this championship in the next few minutes, Carl.
Yeah, it can happen. You know, when you're playing a winner break format and the break is easy. What I mean by that is when you use a magic rack and all the balls, you know, as we see on this table, they seem to be flying in. You're going to get a lot of matches where they can be quite one-sided, and that's what we're seeing on this table here. But I have to say, he is breaking. He's breaking really good. But I think Niels is finally going to get a shot here. I mean, surely Chang doesn't clear the table, does he? Can he cut the 2 in and maybe knock the 3-6 out? Seen it with Darren Appleton, he's absolutely flying in his match, so I presume he's on some kind of package as well.
Yeah, Appleton 8-0 up against Low Ho Sum. Closing in on succeeding,
Thank you.
where David O'Cady and Declan Catchy have already failed in this championship. They've both been knocked out by the man from Hong Kong.
Yeah, this is what can happen. You're seeing it right now in front of your very eyes on the centre court. Oh, look at this. Niels will not be happy with the way this has finished, but at least he's got a shot. He's got a pretty easy safety shot, I think.
It's funny to see Chang Jung Lin looking disgusted with himself when you consider what he's done over the last 20 minutes or so.
This looks like it's going to be a bit pacey.
With everything that's been going on,
Two balls
we've
frozen
not
to
made
the-
any mention for a while of Naoki Oi. Well, he's 9-5 up against Konrad Yusushin. So Oi pretty close to getting through to the last 16 for the second year in a row at the World Championship. Ronald Wrigley 7-6 up on Canada's John Morra, who did make a good start there. And Alex Kazakis with a 2-0 lead over Mario He. I mentioned the problems of Shane Van Boning on the brink of going out of this championship. Runner-up in 2015 and 2016. 10-3 down to Mika Immonen.
Extension goal.
I think when we were here for the Premier League and we all made our picks for the World Championship, you went for SVB, didn't you?
Yeah, I do believe I did. That's not looking too good now, is it? It has to be said. Mika's obviously put a lot of racks together here to see such a significant lead. Small lifeline there for Shane.
Well, we've seen some remarkable things happen today, some great fight backs. Shane Van Boning needs to produce one of the best we've ever seen from this position.
Nice safety shot there from Shane to try and
Extension,
stay
please.
alive in this match.
Jumping all over the world, on both sides of the screen. So we will obviously keep you across developments on table 2, but let's get back to the main table here.
Yeah, this red 3 ball and the green 6 are the problem balls in this rack. This is what's causing the issues for both players.
$9-0 now for Darren Appleton against Low Ho Sum. Whatever happens there, the man from Hong Kong has really enhanced his reputation here this week with the wins he's had.
Yeah, Chang's under it this, but it's still not the end of the world. The 2 doesn't go in any pocket. The 3 is still tied up. SVB, we've just seen table 2. He's still alive in that match. He did go on and win that rack, so it's now 10 racks to 4.
10-4, not quite over and out.
this was a nice shot, wasn't it? Cross bank, developed the 3 out. Could have landed a little kinder. Can Niels, can he chop this up the rail maybe?
He's got to be thinking after that, come on, give me something here.
Yeah, Niels will keep fighting till the end, we know that. Yeah, that wasn't easy. Wasn't easy at all. It could have been a lot kinder when he played the cross bank. This match has all gone Chang's way in the opening 6 racks.
And with what's gone before, I think an air of inevitability about what's coming next. Winner of this match at the moment looks like playing Naoyuki Oi, who's 9-5 up on Konrad Yusushin. He, incidentally, is the only Polish player left in the tournament. After Shevchik's defeat earlier to Dmitry Yungo. Well, at least Niels Feijen got to the table in this rack. But he still wasn't able to make any. Mika Immonen leading now 10-5. Now the only thing better than sitting next to one pool legend on a Friday evening is sitting next to 2. And that's what I'm doing now because Kelly Fisher has joined us. Kelly, what do you make of this so far? This is turning into one of the best performances of the whole championship.
Yes, it's totally gone one-sided here. I mean, he's breaking well. He's not missing when he's in the balls. We've seen Niels get a little unfortunate in that last rack to put one on the board. But yeah, Chang Jung Lin is playing top class.
We saw you go out of the championship last night, but Pontefract's still very much represented in the form of Darren Appleton. He's lost a rack, would you believe? It's all slipping for him. He was 9-0 up against Low Ho Sum. It's 9-1 now, but you must be so to see what he's doing. The only British player left at this stage.
Yeah, Darren's on the comeback, that's for sure. He's put a lot of time in, put a lot of work in, and decided he wanted to give it 110%. And we can now see that there's potential for him to come back to the top level that he was prior to his little break.
Yeah, it looks very much at the moment as though he's going to play Joshua Filler tomorrow, and that's pretty much the ultimate test of this little revival he's on. Still got to get over the line, but looking very strong.
This one ball did look tight past the purple 5, didn't it? So I'm not too sure if it goes or not.
Extension, please.
Well, he weighs this up. Over on table 2, SVB's at the table still. That match is 10-5. He was 10-3 down. Miko had a chance to win the match. He missed a long 5. And now SVB, well, he's going to put a bit of heat back on his opponent. Chang's just playing safe, trying to get the cue ball in behind the 8. 7's come to the rescue. That was, of course, there as a blocker as well. Easy kick, though. Maybe he can even pot it. I think he can.
There's got table 2. I'm boning, trying to make it 3 racks in a row here. Well, when he was 10-3 down, he needed to win 8 on the spin. He's almost halfway to doing that. And we will, of course, be keeping a very close eye on that.
Oh, this is very tight to the potting angle. But it's there.
can now tell you the winner of this will play Naoyuki Oi in the last 16 because he's just closed it out against Konrad Jusicin. And that brings an end to the Polish involvement in this year's World Championship.
That's quite remarkable considering the results that the Polish team, let's say, have just come away from Las Vegas having.
Yeah, and there were quite a few of them getting through the early rounds here, but not able to see it through. They're still waiting for that one big star to break through and become one of the very top players. Certainly strength in numbers at the moment. And the only number Niels Feijen is thinking about is 1, because that's where he wants to get to at the moment. Just get off the mark, give himself something to build on, a foundation to try and turn this around.
Yeah, he's in a very similar position to SVB, isn't he? The start of the match has just not gone his way, so he's got to get into that grind mode, try and make something happen.
Well, if anybody, Niels is certainly a grinder. We know that he won't be giving up yet. It just can switch around, though. We've seen it. We saw it last match with Jason Shaw and Copigny, and you know, a few good break and runs, and you're right back in it. And that's exactly what his plan of attack will be.
So finally, in the 7th rack, Niels Feijen troubles the scorers. Still a long way behind, but it's now 6-1. Now, I told you Naoyuki Oi is now awaiting the winner of this. And see how the man from Japan got there. So much drama earlier on today in his Hill win over Oscar Dominguez. Much more straightforward this time, an 11-5 win. He'll be around for Saturday's play. He's not the only Japanese player still in the championship. Sato Yoshioka, who turned it around after a difficult start against Shane Wolford earlier. Well, he's having another difficult start this evening against last year's runner-up, Omar Al-Shaheen. The man from Kuwait is 3-0 in front there. Oliver Sholnocki, semi-finalist last year, 2-0 up on the Sicha Chen. And a great match going on between John Morra and Ronald Regley. That one's been swinging one way and the other all evening. Morra leading 8-7 at the moment.
6-1 and Woodbridge.
And Mario He is 3-2 up on Alex Kazakis. Feijen's first break of the evening.
This is going to work out okay. He's going to have a shot at the 2 in the left centre. His next ball is the pink 4, so the position is naturally there. SVB is at the table. He's got 4 balls left. Can he win another rack?
As we're seeing match by match, we're seeing a lot of front runners, and then something tricky happens, and you see the other opponent coming back with multiple racks. Normally, when it's not this format, when it's alternate break, you see a lot more tighter, closer matches all the way through. I find this quite exciting, really, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think that's the theory behind winner breaks. This is just sort of C playing alternate break. This could never happen. If Mika was 10-3 up at alternate break, well, I don't think Shane could ever win that match. But winner breaks, he can put a 4 and a 5 pack together and just put Mika under pressure. And this is what sport's about. It's about pressure. How you can hold yourself together. And you can see 2 balls left from 10-3 to 10-7.
Yeah, the most straightforward of 9s to make it 4 racks in a row. Now he needs to win another 4.
But it's not really like 4 racks, is it, Kelly? I know it is 4 racks, but it's just a different mindset. It's just the fact that Mika feels like he should have won by now. He missed a 5 ball for the match to win 11-3. Now he's sat in the chair And it's 10-7.
Well, he's been sat in the chair for 4 racks. The other way round, when Shane is 10-3 behind, he's got nothing to lose. He comes out firing all cylinders because there's absolutely nothing to lose. For Mika, he feels there's everything to lose. He should have already won it. So it's very interesting on the mind, on the mental strength. I don't think Mika's had another chance other than that one missed 5-ball to close the match. So we'll see if he does, see how he comes out mentally and can he close it.
Well, Niels Feijen has got plenty of mental strength, as we know. He's summoning up a bit of it here. Well, that didn't go in cleanly, but shouldn't have any problem with the 9.
Now that one
Extension, please.
touched the jaws of the pocket a couple of times.
Usually when the referee cleans the cue ball, a player feels it's skidded.
Yeah, the shot clock doesn't stop for that, so it's just as well for Feijen he had his extension. And he also now has another rack. From 6-0 down, he's closed it to 6-2. Now I think we're going to have another look at table 2. Well, they're into the next rack now. And this big story potentially unfolding. Well, it's going to be a big story either way. Either we're going to see Shane Van Boening go out, or he's going to complete one of the greatest recoveries in World Championship history.
Now I think he can see the potting angle. It's not an easy pot. And if he pots it, he's got to avoid cannon in the 9. Where's the cue ball?
Oh.
It's not bad, is it? It's not bad.
That's 7 balls making that top right pocket a big pocket, but I think it may pass the purple 5. No, it does not. So he's got to go for it in that top right pocket.
I'm not sure what Mika's doing in his chair there. He's like shaking his head and he's throwing his hands up and down. I don't like that. Look, it's like that's a form of sharking to me, Kelly.
Mika, yeah, I mean, we all know him well enough now, Carl, to know that he's very, let's say, expressive.
Well, I mean, listen, I know he wants to win, of course, but, you know, Shane might see that in his eye line, and I don't know, it just makes you feel a little bit weird.
Listen, you could do nothing wrong and Mika still shake his head.
The 9th break. Find the break.
Well, maybe he's feeling the heat.
I was going to say, he's showing Van Boening that he's feeling a bit worried about what's going on. How would he forgive himself if he lost from 10-3 up?
So Niels is creating his own little story here. He's going to have a shot at the 1 ball here. He was 6 down in this match, let's not forget.
Darren Appleton, meanwhile, is on the hill, 10-1 up now against Low Ho Sum, and he's at the table.
It just shows you how huge the break is, though. I mean, the fact that Niels now can get going, get in a rhythm, all you need is that break just to leave you a shot. And the guy's just running out, you know, and that's how the matches are switching completely around.
Well, Darren Appleton was at the table last time I looked. I don't think he is now. Nevertheless, 10-1 up. Looks like he's going through.
Kelly, you've won a lot of pool tournaments in your time. You know, you need to hold yourself together, don't you? You need to be able to play this game, but it has to be said, you need a little bit of rub, don't you, at the right time?
100%, Carl. I was just speaking to one of the young players from Hong Kong, and I was saying that I don't think I've ever won a title or a tournament of any kind without looking back and realising, you know, I could have lost that easily. I were a bit lucky there, a few rubs. You've got to have the luck. You've got to play well consistently throughout the event and have the rolls, 100%.
Well, he's fighting his Shane. He's on a 9 ball to get another rack. Would that make it 10-7, would it?
I think so.
No, that would be 10-8. Yeah.
10-8.
Oh, wow.
It's already 1-4, as we were saying.
Wow.
Make that another one now. Well, that is anyone's. Ko Pin Yi awaits the winner.
Well, Mika's not happy about something. He's speaking to the referee.
Yeah, a lot of finger pointing going on.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of that, what's going on. There's a bit of drama on table 2. It's turned into a bit of needle. But back over to table 1. SVB. Well, he's on table 2. I hope you're watching that on the Matchroom Pool YouTube channel. Well, they're having a chat, they're arguing. So what's going on?
He's having his say now, he's getting involved.
Extension, please.
Well, that all looks pretty tense. Darren Appleton is through. Well, he's won by 11 racks to 1. He will play Joshua Filler for a place in the quarterfinals of the World Championship. A clash of 2 past winners tomorrow.
Yes, good win for Darren.
Yep, Loho Som had some good results, knocking out David Al-Qaedi and Kachi. So Darren's had a good win there for sure, especially by such a dominant lead.
Yeah, SVB's now was walked out of the arena. He's heard enough, but I told you this, didn't I? I said I was spotting something. I know we're getting a bit giddy in the econ box here, and we're obviously watching table 1, but we can see table 2 just behind it.
Well, Van Boning's walked out of the arena, Immonen is walking after him, and so is Emily Fraser, the managing director of Matchroom Multisport. So some conversation may well be had. What it's about, we don't know. We will endeavour to find out. Meanwhile, Niels Feijen is endeavouring to get back into this match, and that's what he's doing. Well, when we looked at the lineup for this last 32 evening at the World Championship, we knew there'd be stories going on all the time, all around the... That's exactly how it's developed. We've got 2 big ones going on right now on the 2 main tables. Chang Jung Lin was 6-0 up against Niels Feijen, but the Dutchman, a former winner of this championship, has closed that to 6-3. Meanwhile, Shane Van Boning is threatening to pull off an almighty comeback on the other table. We'll keep an eye on that, but our focus is here as Feijen starts us off in rack 10.
Well, again, that's a lovely break there from Niels. Cue ball got kicked. You've seen him take a deep breath and realise that we're going to be a beautiful layout. Once the ball's got out of the way and that 1 ball bounced as a perfect position.
A frustrated figure of just a few racks ago has been replaced by a man who really looks like he fancies the job now.
Yeah, these balls are split nice, aren't they? Off the break. This is all just control the cue ball. Don't do anything silly. Try and stay on the right side of your next ball.
He's got a bit straight on that 3 ball. However, the purple 5 is easy to get shape on. He's just got to get below it so that he can float up for the 6. And there is pointing out where he needs to be.
Extension, please.
Shane Van Boning has got ball in hand in the 19th rack over on the other table. He was 10-3 down against Mika Immonen. He's closed it to 10-8. He's got a great chance now to get back to only 1 behind.
Yeah, you can just see him in the distance there, couldn't you, as Niels potted that ball in the corner. I think the balls are a little tricky, though, so it's not a guaranteed rack.
Yeah, a lot of them bunched up in 1 corner of the table. There's been a lot of tension there. Words were exchanged between the players, and officials got involved, but they seem to have moved on from it now. And if you want to have a look at the finish to that, it's all on the Matchroom YouTube channels.
He's just played a great shot there, making a long 3 ball, I think, from what I can see from here, and drawing it back into the 4 to create the balls open.
Yeah, Shane Van Bonen, that is, over on table 2.
I do apologise. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, we are enthralled in all the matches here at this year's World Pool Championships. We are very lucky we get to see every table live, not just table 1.
Ronald Regley on the hill, 10-8 now against John Morra. That would be a really good win. And it's 4-all between Alex Kazakis and Mario He. Meanwhile, last year's semi-finalist Oliver Sholnocki of Hungary continuing his flying start. 5-0 up now on to Si Chia Chen. And Omar Al-Shaheen, who reached the final last year here. He leads 5-1 against Masato Yoshioka, looking to join his compatriot Naoki Oi in the next round. Niels Feijen is flying the Dutch flag alone, but he's flying it very well at the moment. 4 in a row for him, back to 6-4.
Yeah, he's done well here, as Niels, because all sorts were happening, weren't they, in the first 6 racks. Shane did win that rack. It's 10-9 from 10-3. He's won 6 racks. That's anybody's match now.
Oh, Mika.
Now, Darren Appleton got through earlier, as we were saying, 11-1. He's through to play Joshua Filler tomorrow after that win over Lo Ho Sum. Let's hear what he had made of it.
Darren, a great win there against Lo Ho Sum. You didn't give him a chance.
Yeah, just everything went my way. Got off to a great start, won the lag. I think I run the first 2 or 3 racks. Got in the 4th rack, sorry, at 3-0. So I think I fluked a ball, which I don't get too many flukes. So that was welcome. And then I think I went 7-0. He made a mistake at 7-0, but at that time, obviously, he's come to the table very cold. 9-0, 9-1, and then just kept my focus really, because I knew like I only can lose from there. But win and break, you're still like a little bit worried. So just delighted to get the win. I sort of had a long wait tonight, so just really happy to get through to the last 16, and anything can happen now.
Anything can happen, and of course you do face Josh Filler next. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I mean, my opinion, he's the best player in the world. They're the guys you want to play against. Last 3 times I've played him, he's beat me like 9-8, 9-8, 11-10 or something, so I sort of owe him one. But just really looking forward to the game. I think it'll be on the TV table, so I really look forward to that. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big test, but I know that if I play well and get a couple of rolls, then I have a chance.
Well, we look forward to that one. Well done.
Thank you, cheers.
Yeah, it may well end up on the TV table. We don't have confirmation of the order of play for tomorrow morning yet, but as soon as we do, we will, of course, bring it to you. Will Niels Feijen feature in it? It's looking more likely now than it did about half an hour ago.
Well, I'm assuming he's going to be going for this 1-9 combination. This will really put the pressure on Chang Jung Lin. I take it back. It goes right by the 9 ball, and it's going to go for the run out, of course.
I'm just a little bit quiet at the moment because I'm enthralled on table 2. Shane's at the table. He's broke off and he's running the table. He's got 4 balls left. These are the 4 balls he's got left. He's got to pop the 6. Now, will he risk just playing a soft stun into the 9? Maybe make the 9, or will he run the cue ball through? 7 balls over near the pocket, so that's all good. Niels is playing safe. Oh, where's the 9 ball going? Where's the 9 ball going? He's hooked himself. Maybe he should have topped the cue ball through. He's going to have to get the jump cue out. Jump and make the 7. What a moment on table 2 this is.
Extension called.
He's made it, SBB with a jump shot.
Yeah, and he was pretty much guaranteed position on the 8 if he did make it. This is one of the greatest players of all time, and yet he's never won the World Championship. He's been runner-up on 2 occasions, as has so often been the the case in big events in recent years. He's the last American flying the Stars and Stripes. And from 10-3 down, he now has a simple 9 to get it all the way back to 10-all.
He's shooting it up in the corner. And it's there. It's 10-10. SVB. What a comeback. This is even Shane Van Bonen, what he's won in the sport of pool, he's got to be feeling it there. This is incredible.
Breaking on the hill. There's been a lot of tension injected into that match. Some harsh words were exchanged a couple of racks ago. They still have done the traditional fist bump, though, before the last rack. Back here, Chang Jung Lin trying to reassert control here. Well, 6-0 up, remember. Ronald Regley is through. He's beaten John Morra 11-8, so the last Canadian player in the field goes out. Regley will play Alexander Kazakis or Mario He. They're still at a relatively early stage, 5-4 to Kazakis at the moment.
So back on table 1, Chang won the first 6, then Niels come back with the next 4, and this is where we're at. SVB's just lining up for the break shot. What you would love for a break and an easy layout right now. Oh, and he didn't hold back on the break, did he?
I did not.
He has absolutely wellied them. It's not great, but he does have a shot. It's not an easy shot. He can play the one ball down table into the corner. The pink 4 ball is up this end of the table as well. He's got to go for this, obviously.
Yeah, he's going to get shaped naturally, so it's all focus on just making this one ball.
You're right, Kelly. Just pot the ball. You should be on the 4, you would think.
But what pressure.
It feels somewhat secondary at the moment, but Chang Jung Lin on the main table has just ended his 4-rack losing streak and now leads Niels Feijen 7-4. Let's get over to table 2. We're going to stay with this now all the way to the finish.
Oh, what a shot that is, by the way. The cue ball's on the rail. If it's straight, he's going to have to roll it a little slower, which might be better anyway. Or does he want to put a big stroke on this and follow it round? I'm not sure. I think just roll it in, Kelly.
Well, yes, but the nerves, you know, that rolling in, but he's played the right shot.
Yeah, but having looked at the angle he did have, maybe he should have put a bit more. I don't know.
Now this is the shot now. It makes this, it is out.
Yeah, this is not easy. We've all pulled these into the long rail with a bit of too much English. Oh, he's funded it in. This is unbelievable. This might go down as one of the greatest comebacks in World Pool Championship history. It really would.
Well, at 10-3, victory appeared imminent for Immonen. But Shane Van Bonen, like the true champion, the all-time great that he undoubtedly is, has refused to go away. He needed to win 8 racks in a row. He's 2 balls away from completing this remarkable feat.
Well, he overrun the cue ball a little bit there. He'd have rather been shooting this in the top pocket straight, but it's there. How has Shane Van Bonen come back and won this match? This is absolutely incredible. It really is.
It's unreal how much he's held himself together. Shot after shot after shot.
Plus the arguments they was having. There was needle in the match. Wow. SVB.
Uncle Sam will be here for the weekend. The last surviving American in the field, Shane Van Bonen, collapses in his chair after a wonderful victory. Another landmark moment in a truly great career. From 10-3 down, he has beaten Mika Immonen of Finland, the world champion of 21 years ago, 11 racks to 10, and he will be back here tomorrow to play Ko Pin Yi for a place in the quarter-finals of the World Championship he so desperately wants to win.
And back to table one.
I was waiting.
Everybody was crowding round table two there. It was just unbelievable.
I think Elvis could walk into the building now and it would seem like an anticlimax. But there could still be a lot of drama in this one.
Just back to table two for a quick second. You never see Shane show any emotion, and you saw the relief, the anguish on his face of just, oh, the pure relief to get through.
Well, you know yourself, Kelly, you know, people have often argued the case for winner breaks and alternate breaks, but that would never happen in alternate break. Though.
No, impossible, impossible. And I mean, you can just see him now. He's still sat in his chair, by the way, everybody. He still hasn't recovered.
Well, that was incredible. It really was. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen on a pool table, that.
And how high is he going to be on confidence now going into his next match, going into the rest of this championship?
Yeah, the good thing for Shane is he doesn't have to play again tonight, and that's him done. So he can get some food, have a good sleep, and, well, that was just amazing. It really was.
Mentally exhausting for him, and he'll be glad of the rest tonight and come out, like you said, Michael, confident and fresh tomorrow.
Well, I don't know about fresh. Good luck getting some sleep. He must be absolutely wired after that. I know we are. Brilliant stuff.
And like Carl said, back to table one.
Yeah, I've completely lost the plot with this match on table one. Me, I'm not sure what's going on here. I would have stood up watching table two.
Well, Chang Jung Lin is on a break and run to get his second one in a row since Niels has come back of 4 racks.
Yeah, Chang completely dominated the early stages, going 6-0 up, went back to 6-4. Chang Jung Lin, as we were saying earlier, runner-up in this championship 3 years ago.
I'm looking forward to see Shane's interview.
Yeah, I am as well. I was just thinking that. I'm sure Bridgie will be grabbing him in the studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
At some point when Shane's managed to breathe again.
I would like to see an interview with Mika.
Yeah, that'd be a better one.
How about they interview each other?
Oh, good grief. Mika was very sportsmanlike at the end there. There was nothing, you know, they gave a fist bump at 10-10 and afterwards shook hands, everything was good. But yeah, I would like to see an interview on both of them for sure.
Still a few more places to play for in the next round. Oliver Sholnocky's looking very good for one of them. 6-0 he leads to Si Chia Chen. And Omar Al-Shaheen, last year's runner-up, who had that amazing fight back of his own earlier against Daniel Guttenberger, from 9-1 down to win 11-9. Well, he won't need to do anything quite so dramatic as that this evening, because he's going very nicely. 7-2 he leads Masato Yoshioka. Alex Kazakis, World Masters winner, has a 7-4 lead over Mario He, who's trying to be the third Austrian into the last 16. And I believe Shane Van Boning won his match. Chang Jung Lin is closing in on winning this. He needs 3 more racks. He's reasserted himself here, hasn't he? 2 in a row now. He leads Niels Feijen 8-4.
Yeah, he's done well there, Chang, hasn't he? Because Niels was fighting a little comeback of his own, and I'm sure they both was having a little watch at Shane's table. That's just incredible comeback from Shane.
Well, we got to see it again, haven't we? Final rack. So much had gone before. If you weren't with us, we can tell you he was 10-3 down. Had to pull out a really good jump shot in the previous rack to try to get it to 10-all. And had a few testing moments here. And even for a player of Shane Van Boning's immense experience, such a mental test to hold himself together for these final moments. What a story it will be after all these years we've been waiting for him to win the World Championship, if he does it this year, having been in such a tough position. 8 racks in a row to get through.
Yeah, it was the manner he did it, though. It weren't a case of, you know, you see a lot of comebacks where the balls just sit kind of unmissable, don't you, Kelly? But, you know, out of the 8 racks he won, I think 4 or 5 of them was real tricky, do you know what I mean? It was just incredible.
The rack before the final rack was a very tricky rack. And he snookered, he got the ball in hand in order to win that one. Yeah, great fight, great comeback. Like you say, one best of all time, possibly.
Yeah, one more thing to say about it. It's continued the theme this evening because 2 players from Finland featured in this round. They've both lost in hill-hill finishes. Petri Mäkinen couldn't get over the line against Max Lechner and was beaten 11-10. So they're both out. And I guess you might say that is the finish of their involvement in this year's World Championship.
Well done, Michael. That's a good one. I must say, Michael, you do have some good, some good, you know, you think of them quickly.
Oh, I'm glad someone thinks so.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
Well, the thing is, I'm no good at playing the game, so you got to find a way of talking about it.
Some puns.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, the one falling in. He didn't want it to fall in, but it's okay on the 3 ball.
Extension, please.
We've seen a couple of 11-1s tonight. We haven't seen an 11-0. We might, though. Oliver Sholnocki now 7-0 up against the Sichat Chen. And Omar Al-Shaheen also in a really strong position. He's now gone to 8-2 against Masato Yoshioka. The winners of those 2 matches will play each other tomorrow.
Well, I caught that 3 ball a bit thin on the outside of the pocket there. Just touched the 6, but luckily had no damage and he's in good shape.
So we know 12 of the 16 players who'll be back here tomorrow morning. At the moment, it looks like Alex Kazakis, Oliver Sholnocki, Omar Al-Shaheen, and this man will be claiming the 4 remaining spots. But if there's one thing we've seen today, you can never take any of that for granted. Chang Jung Lin is now just 2 away from going through. He's weathered the storm of Niels Feijen's comeback. Chang Jung Lin was 6 racks clear at one stage in this match against the former world champion Niels Feijen. That was reduced to 2.
14.
However, Chang is 1 rack away from restoring that advantage of 6. If he does so, he'll be on the hill and 1 away from a place in the last 16.
Yes, the match has swung one way, then the other way, and now back the other way, and that's what we're seeing a lot of. It's happening today. Again, kiss, kiss, and plum.
Yeah, I just seen Niels in the bathroom there. He was not happy at all.
Was that just a look on his face, or did you actually speak to him?
No, I spoke to him. He didn't say much back, to be fair, but
I bet he could have done without you talking to him.
yeah, I said, Niels, you're right, pal.
Having a good day. What a shame, we've all been there. But all he's done is that there was one safety error battle that he lost, and that one rack has created this run. And he's been sat in his chair, so. Chang Jung Lin, I do know, has been in China playing Chinese 8-ball pool for the last 2 years. Well, during lockdown, everything. He stayed over there, never went back to Taiwan, stayed in China for the last 2 years plus, and has been really playing Chinese pool in all their events over there.
Oh, Niels Feijen would have come here full of confidence after his recent win in the 9-ball at the European Championship in Lashko. An event he had already won a couple of times before. He's just been outplayed here.
Just wondering if he's going to risk spinning this ball 2 rails to come past the 8, or can he play it soft enough? Because he needs an angle on the 6. He wants to get a little bit closer to the 7. So he's rolled it. So it's okay, he's got a little bit of angle there now. All about angles, his 9-ball. Gives you so much options on your next positional shot. He's got 3 balls remaining to get himself on the hill. Surely we can't see another memorable comeback, can we?
Why, did we have one earlier? Yeah, if you're just joining us, Shane Van Boening, a remarkable win over Mika Immonen, who, unlike Van Boening, has won this championship before. It was 10-3 to the Finn. Van Boening came back to win 11-10, and he is through to the last 16. 4 wins away from finally becoming world champion. So having been 6 racks ahead earlier in the match, Chang Jung Lin has made it all the way back to that position now. And he's on the hill here at 10-4. Now, what did Shane Van Boening make of that incredible match earlier? Let's find out.
Shane, wow. Probably best comebacks we've seen for so long. How'd you feel after that?
Pressure. I mean, that was probably the biggest comeback I had in years. So, you know, I just do the best I can do, really. I mean, I had every opportunity in every game after the break, and it happens, you know.
And it was a great crowd seeing there. You know, you do pull in the crowds. Did you think, though, in all honesty, my world championship is over?
It's not over until it's over, so I'm gonna try the best I can do. So.
What was the incident happening? Was it to do with the racks? There was a bit of confusion there. Mika didn't seem happy with something. Can you just clear that up for us?
Well, I look at the 1-ball first before he picked up the rack, and I can see the 1-ball clearly. So he picked up the rack and then put the 9-ball in the spot, but Mika thought that he gave me room to make the 1. So it wasn't any issue. It's just, you know, it just happened, I guess.
It didn't seem to be a problem after you shook hands after, and he seemed happy with it. So it's sort of a minor problem in the end.
I mean, you know, I respect every player. So I mean, you know, I understand that everybody wants to win, you know, and you know, everybody has their days, you know. But today was my day.
Could this be something to look back on potentially? I mean, this means the world to you, this world championship. But you might look back on this match at the end of a long week.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really feel good for that match, and you know, I felt a little pressure. So I mean, I I got to go out there and try to have fun.
Do you put too much pressure on yourself sometimes, do you think?
Today I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself. I mean, I really want to win, but, you know, I got to take it easy and just go have fun.
Yeah, well, go on, have dinner, one drink. You know, you deserve it. It was a phenomenal finish. Great comeback. Well done, Shane.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's generally a man of few words at any time, and I think he was in shock there at the start of that interview, but great to hear from him. And he'll now play Ko Pin-Yi, who came through in a pretty dramatic finish of his own earlier this evening. Let's not forget, he was 6-2 down against Jason Shaw, one of the favourites for the title. Turned it round to lead 10-7, got pegged back to 10-all, and then won the last rack. They will meet tomorrow.
Now look at this. You think it's going to be perfect. The 2-ball keeps on rolling. 4-ball, sorry, and just right in front of the 1-ball. I think he's going to have to swerve it. What do you think, Carl? Swerve it, jump it? He's got to go for it because the 2-ball's right there.
Yeah, he's down low, so he's looking, and he's still got his playing cue in his hand. So I'm with you, Kelly. I think he can just bend this a little bit. Well, he's not putting any swerve on it.
A squeeze past. Niels can see it. It's directly in his line. No problem.
Hsicha Chen isn't going to be handed the donut. He has managed to finally win a rack against Oliver Shelnocki, but the young man from Hungary leads 7-1. And Omar Al-Shaheen, what a dramatic day he's had. Was 9-1 down earlier against Daniel Guttenberger. Turned that one around with 10 racks in a row. And he's picked up from there this evening on the hill at 10-2 against Masato Yoshioka. So it looks as though Naoki Oi, who won 11-5 earlier against Konrad Yusushin, will be the only player from Japan in the last 16.
Been a good performance this from Chang Jung Lin. We've been saying it since the Taiwanese entered the event. Obviously they've been missing from the 9-ball pool world due to the obvious reasons, and now they're back and they're putting up a good showing. Ko Pin-Yi dispatching of Jason Shaw at 11-10. Chang Jung Lin looks like he's going to be taking out Niels Feijen. 11 racks to 4. Two of the biggest names from Taiwanese pool are still in this year's World Pool Championships.
Well, Niels Feijen made a good fight of it. You'd expect nothing less of him. But in the end, Chang Jung Lin has